It's the next level.
Hmm? Ah!
Ping pong table? Where the hell did that come from?
Chin found it when he was out looking for firewood. We made legs for it, and paddles. Now all we need is a ball.
Found it.
Must have landed in the jungle when the hatch exploded.
Thought the hatch collapsed.
Look, dude, all I know is the sky turned purple. After that, I don't ask questions. Just make myself a salad and move on.
Yeah, I can see that's working for you.
Welcome to another episode of We Have to Go Back, Lost Revisited, as we continue our rewatch into the series. I am your host, one of your hosts, Ben.
And I'm Mikel.
Mikel, I can't pronounce your last name correctly.
I think Mikel is good enough.
Yeah, that works.
Wait, what is his last name? Let's try and say it. Mikel.
Well, how about I was going to say, how about you give your actual name to the listeners, because some of them might be new.
Oh, yeah. Hey, guys, I'm Kristen.
There we go.
Your other host.
Yeah. No, Mikel, Bakunin, I think is how it's pronounced.
Hang on. Bakunin. Michał Bakunin. I don't know.
There we go. No, that's probably accurate.
I'm part Russian. No, I'm not.
Yeah. No, I'm not either. It's all right.
About as not Russian as it gets.
A couple things before we jump into this episode of the rewatch. First off, we're back from our holiday break because we took a little bit of a break for the Thanksgiving break, and
we're about to have another break.
We're about to have another break because of Christmas. However, I'm extending the invite right now because I know he's going to be one of the first people to hear this podcast because we post on Friday mornings. Like I post Thursday night into Friday, and he usually listens at like 1 a.m. on Friday, and that's our buddy Dez. You are going on vacation next week with your family.
I am.
So rather than skip a week, I want to extend the invite out to
Des.
And I don't want to, I don't want to isolate people because I know like our friend Steve and Gemma, like we have other friends that would love to be a part of this podcast. And we're definitely going to have them all on at some point before we wrap. But I'm going to extend the first invite out to Des. So Des, if you're hearing this, if you want to be my co-host next week for Par Avion, which is the Claire flashback, hit me up and let me know. We can work out scheduling and stuff.
Don't worry, Des. I won't be there. I'm just kidding. I love him.
Well, you'll be on vacation.
Yeah.
Too. But the following weeks, we're still going to bring you new recordings. So the week of Christmas, we're going to be a day late. So you and I are going to record on Friday rather than Thursday and post on Saturday morning.
Yep.
And then the following week, we're back. January 2nd, we're going to be back to normal schedule. So recording on the 2nd and posting on the 3rd. So it's just these next 2 weeks that are going to be affected, and it's because of Christmas and your vacation.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait. I cannot wait to go on vacation. I'm so excited. This has been a real rough semester, a rough fall, a rough winter. I'm excited to just leave.
I hear you. Trust me, if I could get away, I would absolutely get away.
Well, my door is always open. You know that.
Oh, so I can stay at your house while you're on vacation?
Please do. Take care of my cat.
Oh man, that'd be fun if I did do it. I'm sure you have somebody taking care of the cat though.
I do.
Do not tell me to bring Cardi B, because if I do, she's getting left there.
But she's so cute.
She's so cute.
So those who don't know, Ben has this cat. Ben has a lot of cats. He's a cat gentleman. But he has this one cat who, I kid you not. First of all, your cat's name is Murphy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's Murphy the cat. But Murphy the cat, I call Cardi B because this cat breathes. That is every exhale from this fucking cat.
Well,
The greatest thing I've ever seen.
it's funny because so many people love Murphy and they don't live with her. So it's kind of unfortunate, and I know you're going to be bummed out to hear this too. I might have to find a new home for Murphy.
No, Murphy is so cool. Murphy is just that cat that's just like real needy.
Well, but here, I know we're completely off topic. We haven't even started talking about the episode yet, which is fine because I don't really think there's too much discussion for this episode.
Sure, there is.
Well, good. I'm going to turn it over to you to start us. But you're right. Murphy is very needy and she's great with people. She's getting to that age where she's not great with other cats.
Oh, and you're a cat gentleman.
And I have 3 other cats in my apartment.
He has so many cats.
Don't make me sound like this lonely, like lonely
I didn't say lonely. I just said you're a cat gentleman.
Because that's not the case at all. I had 2 cats. I feel like I need to explain this now.
Many cats.
I bought a house years ago and I adopted 2 cats. I rescued 2 cats and I had these 2 cats. For anybody that doesn't know me personally, I had at some point health issues from being a first responder at 9/11, and at one point in my life, I got very sick. I lost my job because I couldn't work. And I ended up having to move into my mother's apartment with my mother because I couldn't take care of myself. So my mother at the time had 2 cats, and I had my 2. She had her 2. So we had these 4 cats living in the same apartment. Eventually, when my mother moved out and I took over the apartment, we didn't want to separate the cats. So I got stuck with 4 cats.
4 cats. I just said so many
cats.
cats. I didn't say how many cats you had.
Well, when you say so many, I feel like I have to say 4 because otherwise people think I have like 20. But no, I have 4 cats. It's not that many. I will never own 4 cats again when I am done with these 4. Trust me, because they're a pain in the ass.
You have one of the most beautiful cats I've ever seen, though.
Aurora is my baby.
Yeah, Aurora is one of the most beautiful cats I've ever seen. In fact, we've talked about this so much. I'd appreciate it if you threw up pictures of your cats on the Facebook page
I'm going to have to now.
I'd say let's put it on Instagram, but we have no idea about our Instagram account.
I know. I consider it lost now, much like our survivors. Our Instagram account
We lost it in the purge.
Yeah, our Instagram account is now somewhere like on an island in the middle of nowhere, and we think it's dead. Yeah, when it's really still alive.
Yeah, they're gonna come back in 5 years, like no time had ever passed.
Yeah, exactly. Our Instagram account is just gonna suddenly start posting on its own. We have to go back.
Right. It's on flight. Oh my gosh, I haven't watched it in so long. What is the number of that flight?
815?
No, Manifest.
Oh, I don't remember. That's coming back soon, though.
January 2nd, I think. Or January 6th. It's like in 2 weeks.
I know. We're going to have to start reviving the Manifest minutes.
Hey. Oh, that means we have to stop talking about Mandalorian? I can't do that.
Oh, we can't talk about Mandalorian this week. I'm an episode behind.
What?
I know. I'm slacking.
Okay, I'll just tell you, and I'll tell everybody else, if you are a Star Wars fan, like a big fan, the last episode, the most recent episode of Mandalorian is going to make you very happy. It's just going to make you happy.
I heard they're teasing the return of a potential character.
I don't know about that, but I'm just saying that...
Or potential return of a character.
My husband and my daughter, who are very big Star Wars fans, we were talking about this before we started recording, both of them were like positively giddy. It's like they were both 8 years old.
I need to watch it. Here's the thing. Like it's been a busy week between preparing for a party I'm DJing, a Christmas party I'm DJing that I DJ every year. I'm in the process right now of Crisis on Infinite Earths is happening right now with the DC podcast. So it's been a busy week, and I plan to watch The Mandalorian probably today. So by the time you're hearing this, I would have seen it already.
Okay, well, you need to tell me as soon as you see it because I really want to talk to you about it, like a lot.
But I'm also in the process of rewatching all 10 movies in 10 days.
La 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 la. Mandalorian, Baby Yoda. I don't want to hear it.
And can I just say, and this will be the final note I say, and then I promise listeners we will jump into the episode breakdown. I don't know if you've seen them because you're not on Facebook as much anymore, but the Baby Yoda playing music on the ship gifs and
Oh
memes
my gosh, it's so. I have people
been-
that send that to me. Don't worry, I have people that send that to me. My cousin
They
and my
have-
friend Jill are two of them.
they have been some of the greatest memes. I've seen them playing everything like Baby Yoda. I've seen Baby Yoda play Lizzo. I've seen Baby Yoda play Sandstorm. I've seen like, oh my, they've all been fantastic.
I can't get enough. I did that. So Disney Plus did release their merchandise for Baby Yoda finally, and
Well,
they have the
it's pre-order.
cutest. Well, they have the cutest little iPhone case of Baby Yoda, and I want it so bad. And it's $35. I'm not spending $35 on an iPhone case. I'm just not doing it.
I've already pre-ordered $60 worth of Baby Yoda merchandise.
Well, you don't have the Christmas list that I do. I can't.
And I'm also a lonely guy who has 4 cats. So
You're a cat gentleman.
I'm a cat gentleman. I love that that's how we started this episode. Is by totally calling me out as a cat gentleman.
Well, I didn't start that. Dave started that. He calls you a cat gentleman.
I feel like I need to wear like a faux fur coat with a monocle now. By Jove, my word, I'm a cat gentleman. Oh my God. You're just picturing it now, aren't you?
with Murphy in the background. Oh, crap. Oh, crap.
God.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
so
God,
sorry. Okay, let's do this. Let's be professional.
No, we
here.
should get into the episode.
15
All right.
minutes into recording, we're talking about cats.
Just about, actually. We're probably like a good 12, 13 minutes in. Okay, so that being said, as always, this is a spoiler full podcast. You're going to hear us talk about things from the past and future of the series. But season 3, episode 11, Enter 77 is the episode we're going to be talking about, which is a Saeed backstory. So I'm going to turn it over to you. Where do you want to get us started with this discussion?
Let's start with cats.
Hey, that works out. I didn't even think about that.
So, okay, Saeed's backstory. I love Saeed. I love anything that we get with Saeed. I love that we get more of his backstory because I think his backstory is one of the more interesting ones of the entire cast, especially considering kind of like, I mean, he's worn so many hats, you know? And in this episode, we learn, oh, he's also a pretty good cook. You know?
Well, I think we've gotten a touch of that before, haven't we? I think he's there was an episode where he spent some time in France as a chef when he was still with Shannon.
I have no memory of that, so I'm just gonna believe you on that.
Okay.
But I just think that he's so interesting. What I love about the way I think that this is one of the more recent episodes where the flashback tie-in was really solid to the current story. I felt like I could connect with why Saeed would be touching on this flashback in his life with regards to what he does with Mikkel and how he acts with keeping him as a prisoner rather than killing him. And the tie-in with the cat is also really great. You know, of course, it's not a coincidence that the two cats look identical to each other. Of course, it's not a coincidence that Mikkel has named his cat Nadia, who happens to be the love of Saeed's life. And the cat is also connected to a woman that he tortured back in Iraq, which is how he met Nadia. I mean, all of those little intricacies and nuances I really, really appreciate as a, what do you call it? Viewer?
Yeah.
Not listener, viewer. As a viewer who pays attention.
And I'm kind of glad that you started with this too, because hearing you explain it a little bit more kind of gives me a better connection to the flashbacks to the main story, because I actually, until you started talking about it, I kind of felt like I had trouble making the connection. Like, even I thought it would have been a stronger connection and maybe a little bit more shocking if Michael's cat was named Amira instead of Nadia, because that was the name of the woman that he tortured and the woman that was holding the cat when in Saeed's flashback. The Nadia connection I didn't find nearly as strong. So I don't know. I kind of felt like that was a little bit of a stretch to name the cat Nadia.
Well, and I like it how he said it's because of Nadia Comaneci, which she is a superstar in Russia. I mean, she's a worldwide superstar, but she's a superstar in Russia, so that's not too much of a stretch. And I think that naming the cat Amira would have been a little too on the nose, and it would have been kind of hokey. But to have that connection to him as a torturer by saying that the cat's name was Nadia instead of Amira, because he still tortured Amira, but he met Nadia as a torturer. You know what I mean?
True. Yeah.
So it's a little bit more nuanced.
Yeah. I totally get that. And it's just with the only thing I took from Saeed's backstory connecting to the main story was him was getting a better understanding as to why he kept Michael alive by the end instead of killing him. So that was really the only takeaway I got from Saeed's story. Now, I mean, again, that's not to say it's anything like Stranger in a Strange Land, where Jack's flashback was completely pointless, other than just to explain the tattoos. I still think, standing alone, Saeed's backstory gave us a much better understanding as to Saeed's character and to where he's been. Where this character has been and where this character comes from. So even if there wasn't a connection between the main story and the backstory, I still would have found his backstory, his flashback in this episode, intriguing.
But if you also, I'm sorry to step on you.
No, it's fine.
But if you also look at it as Saeed was saying, he was sure that they weren't alone. He was sure that Mikhail was one of the others and he wasn't a Dharma initiative. That goes to kind of Saeed and the way that he was kind of trapped into going into the restaurant with a very kind man who had ulterior motives, who tricked him into being held captive. So, I mean, it's loose, but it's there. I could see how he would be like, you know what? I've been in this situation before, and this is not going to end well.
Well, that's an interesting thing. That's an interesting comparison to make too, that I didn't make until now, is that if you compare the two situations, whether it be Semi, luring Saeed in to confront him as a torturer, and then Saeed entering into the flame with Michael, Semi went to Saeed knowing exactly who Saeed was and that he was pretending to be somebody else. Saeed did the same exact thing this time. It's almost like Saeed fell into the Semi role when it came to Michael.
Interesting.
Because Saeed knew, looking at that horse, as he reveals later, somebody else was in that hatch. Mm-hmm. Before he even went in there, he knew somebody else was in there. So he entered in there before he even stepped out of the woods with his hands up and before getting shot, he already knew Michael was pretending and somebody else was in there. So he kind of entered into that scenario in the Semi role. Yeah,
absolutely. I also like it that we have a little Marvel connection there with Semi.
I know that actor's face, and I can't think of.
He was held captive with Tony Stark in the first Iron Man.
In the first Iron Man. Yep, he was in the caves. That's right. I forgot about that. I knew I recognized his face from somewhere. And I
looked at him. I was like, he goes, I've been to, or I'm Iraqi too. I'm like, dude, you've been in a cave with Iron Man. I know exactly who you are.
Yeah.
Let's not pretend that you own a restaurant.
See, this is one of the reasons too why I like doing this podcast with you, is because like I get these different like I watch the episode. I've watched this episode twice, obviously, like I usually do, and there's still connections I don't make until I enter discussions about it with you.
Mm-hmm.
So, and yeah, I already have more of a connection between Saeed and his backstory just by talking about it.
Yay!
Rather
Yeah.
than just watching it.
Well, anything Saeed, I'm here for. You want to talk about Saeed? I'll talk about Saeed. I'll talk about him all day.
Oh my God. I'm sorry not to go off topic again, but that just makes me think. I know you watch Big Bang Theory, so I can make this reference to you, but there's an episode where Penny and Leonard are in a hotel room and they're both in separate beds, and Leonard just turns to Penny and it's like, I've gotten more street since we broke up. And that was just a total like I've gotten more street moment. Oh, hey.
That's from New Girl. If you watched New Girl, you would understand all day.
I know. It just makes me think, come on, son, from Psych, which I don't know if you ever watched.
No.
Welcome to the Lost podcast that references every other show but Lost.
Every. Oh, that's true. Oh, well.
We're pop culture junkies. We can't help it.
Well, and also, you know what? If we're not having fun, then we're not doing it right.
That's true. That's very true.
So that was me. So what's you?
Okay, so we talked. I'm glad we talked about the backstory first, because that was something I want to bring up, and it just
and the kitty. See, we tied in Cat Gentleman with kitties of this episode. See,
Well,
you see how I did that?
Well, I just real quick too. This is one of two new animals that we get in this episode. I mean, we've already gotten horses before. This is the first time we're seeing a cat. And we also saw cows.
Yeah. Do we know what happened to those cows when everything blew up?
We do. Barbecue.
Beef jerky?
Yeah, barbecue and beef jerky.
My daughter, wait, as an aside, my daughter went to the creamery for a field trip yesterday, and they were taught about milk and cows and how they only keep the female cows when they're born. I said, well, what happens to the male cow? She goes, I don't know. I go, and she looks at me, she goes, what does happen to them? I go, well, we get our burgers from somewhere. And I think I shattered her brain.
Oh no.
Yeah, she looked at me, she goes, what? I was like, well, burgers it's cow meat. And she goes, what?
You're gonna turn your daughter into a vegan.
Oh, what are you gonna do? Anyways, keep going.
So while we're on the topic of this, on the cat and Saeed and the flame and everything, I want to talk about Michael, because he is such an interesting character. Michael, aka the man who never dies in season 2 or season 3, because every time you think he dies, he comes back, and
he's like Jason Voorhees.
He kind of is. It's not until the end of this season that he finally dies, and it's tragic. Well, not tragic for him. It's tragic that he takes somebody else with him. But this isn't the last we see of this character either. We're going to see him again in season 6. With both eyes, by the way.
Well, they're like, all these characters, when you play with time like this, they're all like a bunch of bad pennies.
Yeah, that's very true. But I mean, Michael is such an interesting character. One, because of the fact that he just doesn't die, but just the whole story with him and Saeed, when he's telling him everything, the fact that like, it's kind of like the whole 2 truths and a lie game, like he's telling them all these things, and he's being with the exception of who he is, like that, the fact that he's not Dharma, he's really another. Everything else he tells Saeed is the absolute truth, which I find such an interesting way to play with a character like that, because you've gotten dynamics with Ben where Ben just completely lied about everything to disguise who he was, and then there's Michael who's basically hiding in plain sight. He's telling Saeed everything that's absolutely true, just negating one simple fact, and that he's not Dharma, he's another.
Well, it's easier to keep track of your lies too if you're
not lying.
If you're not right. I mean, if you're just saying like, I'm the last living member of the Dharma Initiative. And then you just say the truth. Just you were on a different side of it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that's just easier to keep track of. That's just good business.
And it's easy for him to know the truth too, considering what he said, you know, that he's been in the flame for, I think, 11 years, or was it 16 years? I don't remember. It was either 11 or 16, but like he's been there the whole time. So everything he's talking about, whether it comes to the satellites not working and the communication with the mainland and the, the purge that happens between the natives and the Dharma Initiative, he's witnessed it all. So I mean, he's not lying about any of it. Now, as a viewer, I don't think you know this yet, with the exception of the fact that he told Sayid everything I told you was true. Well, you could still be lying. But as viewers who have seen the series before, we know for a fact he's not lying.
Mm-hmm.
Everything he's saying is the absolute truth.
Well, and we're going to find out about the purge in just a few episodes.
Is it, how many episodes until we find out about the purge?
Not many more. It's like 3 or 4 more episodes.
Par Avion is the Claire backstory, which, by the way, the very last scene of that episode is one of my favorite scenes of any episode. I'll just say it involves Jack and football. The Man from Tallahassee is a fantastic episode, which we'll talk about into the new year. Then we have Expose, which, sorry, Gemma, you can record that episode by yourself if you want to. I'm totally fine not being a part of that one. Left Behind is a Kate episode. Juliet is one of us. I don't think it's for a while that we find out about the purge.
It is this season, though.
Yeah, but I think it's a little bit closer to the end. So, and we're about halfway. Actually, we are. As of this episode, the end of this episode, we're halfway through season 3. So I think it's towards the end of the second half of season 3. But yeah, we're definitely going to find out. We find out about the purge, and we find out about Ben Workman. A workman, sorry.
So workman.
So yeah, I just that was my note. I wanted to talk about Michael a little bit because he's just a fun character, and the actor that plays him so well. Like, he's so good.
I loved how kind he was in the beginning. I just loved it.
He knows it. It's so interesting to know that, again, Sayid knows exactly that this man is lying before he even goes in. He knows that someone else is there. Michael knows exactly who Sayid and these guys and Locke and Kate are, but yet he's serving them iced tea. He's removing the bullet. He's stitching him up. Like, he's playing the part. And when we get that, it's even funny too, because I don't know if this is something you looked into or not. This is kind of jumping ahead a little bit. When we get that moment with Miss Clue, who we know is the other one that's there in the flame, when we get that standoff at the end and there's that dialogue in Russian back and forth. Before Michael, have you read the translation of that at all?
I was really hoping that you were going to take care of that for me.
I did. So the translation is, Clue says to Michael, you know what to do. Michael, we still have another way out. We cannot risk it. You know the conditions. There is another way. They captured us. We will not let them get into the territory. You know what to do. That's an order. We still have another way. Just do it, Michael. Forgive me. And then shoots Clue. Like, even in that whole interaction, he's trying to save Clue's life. Like, he knows there's another way out without having to kill her. But Clue's just not having it.
Crazy
Clue's
that
just not having it.
She's so dedicated. She's going to die for the cause.
Yeah. When she probably didn't have to.
Mm-hmm.
If Michael knew there was another way out.
Maybe she was just tired of the charade.
Maybe. That could be another way to do it. I have other points about the flame, but I'm going to turn it back over to you before we get into them to see if there's anything else you have.
Well, I was going... one last thing about Michael was that you could probably tell that he wasn't on the up and up from the very first shot of him, because before he went inside the space, which, by the way, the space of the flame is just phenomenal. That's somewhere where I wouldn't mind living. Just the openness and just all the rooms and I just thought that when they walked in, I go, that's just such a nice space. I love it. But before he went in,
it's like a ranch house on the island.
It was wonderful. Like they go in and I'm like, well, I could get down with this. But before he goes inside, he looks around. Now, somebody who's been by themselves for 11 years that drew a line in the sand, he would be comfortable enough to just go in and out and meander all around, minding his own business without looking around like somebody was coming for him. So he was expecting somebody immediately. Like, that's not somebody who has let their guard down. That's not somebody who has been living there for a really long time, completely unbothered. So that was probably the first tip off for Saeed that he was not going to be on the up and up. And coupled with the horse with the saddle that was saddled for somebody smaller, those two things, I would go in there knowing, okay, this is going to be a game.
Well, let's not forget too that Michael also knows they know he's there because of the moment in the Pearl Station. When they were checking the cameras, Michael probably saw that red light on his camera turn on, realized it was coming, knows exactly where those feeds go, and that's the Pearl Station. Probably knew these guys found the Pearl Station. They see me. I should be expecting them at some point. They're going to come look for me. So he's probably been on his guard since that happened.
Yeah, but when did Clue get there?
Well, here's my other note on the flame. And
because wasn't she on Hydra?
No, she wasn't. Because remember when Clue and that group had Walt, they sailed around the island to look for their encampment, which is where they were. I think, and this is my note on the flame, I think that's where Walt was held, was the flame.
No, he was. I thought that we already knew that he was in room 23.
We know at some point he was taken to room 23, but I don't know if that's maybe necessarily where he was held. The only thing that makes me think this is because we know there's a computer that can communicate with other computers in the flame. And we know that Walt did reach out to, it might not have been Walt. It could have been one of the others leading him there and tricking Michael. So I take it back. Maybe he wasn't in the flame.
I mean, that would be a good barometer, but I don't know. I just don't know.
I think maybe this is one of the things that people had an issue with when it came to the show, is that there are things that just are left a mystery. I'm personally okay with that. Like, I like the fact that I don't think there would be as many podcasts on this show if every mystery was solved.
Yeah.
Like, what would we have to talk about? Like, it's making theories like this. Well, maybe Walt was held in the flame. No, he wasn't. Maybe he was in, room 23. Like, that's what keeps this discussion going. And I like the reason. I like the fact that not every question was answered, because it keeps these discussions going long after the series has ended.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I like that. That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah. So to everybody who hates the show, get bent. Sorry. Get bent. I just like that. It's like the third time this week I've had the chance to use that phrase. So that was just simply my other note with that was maybe Walt was kept in the flame, but maybe that's not the case now.
I mean, what a great place to be.
Oh, he would be comfortable and fed.
Lots of beef.
Now, that's
lots of beef and milk.
That's very true. Now, I did notice something about when I was looking over in my second viewing of the episode. There was something I noticed. Everything that you saw in the flame station had the Dharma flame logo on it, with the exception of one thing.
The beef.
There was no. Wow, the beef
Just
didn't have
kidding.
the Dharma. Hey man, if there are sharks under the water with the Dharma logo branded on it, the cows could have a Dharma logo branded on it too.
That's true. Oh, wouldn't that be great if we could go back and slow-mo it and see if we can find it?
I don't think they went into that much detail, but it would be great if they did. No, there's a bottle of wine in the Dharma in the flame that has the swan logo on it.
Really?
Yes. So that makes me believe that Michael and oh god, what was the character that was in there with Desmond?
Kelvin.
I think Michael and Kelvin knew each other and probably visited each other at certain points before any of this happened. Now, this is something that's never explained and never explored, but the fact that there's a swan bottle of wine in there, I think they knew each other. Not to mention they're both characters that I think we find out at some point are both ex-military.
That's kind of sweet.
Because I think, well, we find out at some point, we find out this episode that Michael was ex-military. He was ex-Soviet military, as was Kelvin ex-US military. So, and they both answered ads in the paper to quote unquote save the world. So they were probably brought to the island by the same method, by this newspaper advertisement to get them there.
Excuse me. Advertisement.
Sorry. They probably talked to one another, and I just find, hey man, why not? Kelvin was a communications officer in the U.S. military, so why wouldn't he know Russian?
I'm shocked that Saeed did not know Russian.
Well, I don't think he's ever spent time there, has he?
Yeah, but he seems to know everything. Like, he seems to just be that guy. Like, he's the James Bond of the island. So I was just kind of expecting him to be like, or something, you know?
That's Arabic.
Whatever.
Sorry.
If I don't know the language, that's what I say. If I say French, I'm saying la 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 la, because I don't know. I'm like Joey.
Yeah.
Je te flip flu.
Oh God, I love that episode.
Yeah.
teaching him French.
It was a great episode.
So, what's another note that you have on your end?
I really like that Hurley is aware of Sawyer's defenses, that he knows at his heart that Sawyer's not a bad guy, and that Hurley understands that he's just worried about Kate, and he's been through a lot, and Sawyer does that thing where he basically gets everybody to hate him, so it's easier for him to be left alone so that he doesn't have to care about people. And I love that Hurley recognizes that and forgives him for it, and is his friend anyways.
Yeah, I agree with that completely. I love the fact that this episode started with quote unquote sad Sawyer.
But we have half ponytail Sawyer, and I like half ponytail Sawyer. He looks so good.
Half ponytail Sawyer. It's an interesting note too. Excuse me, that we are 11 episodes into this season, and Sawyer has had more screen time than Jack.
Good. That's why season 3 is good.
We haven't. This is the second episode in a row with no Jack, which I think is the first time in the series that it happened.
And it feels kind of good.
It's now. I looked into that a little bit too to see why we went this long with no Jack, and apparently at this point in time, so right around this point in time of when they were filming these episodes was also the same time that Matthew Fox was doing promotional work for the movie We Are Marshall. So he was doing a lot of...
I love that movie.
It's a fantastic movie. So he was doing a lot of talk show appearances and stuff like that. So they kind of had to write him off for a couple episodes so that he could do the tours for the film, because he shot the movie in between seasons 2 and 3.
Well, the show didn't suffer.
Oh, well, I know you feel like the show didn't suffer. But apparently at the point now where he was doing all these talk show appearances and Lost was still in full gear, there was actually rumors and theories that the reason we saw we saw Matthew Fox doing these talk show things was that he was killed off. He was getting killed off by the end of the season. people were putting two and two together that he was doing all these promotional stuff, which meant he wasn't filming while the show was still filming, which meant Jack was possibly going to die. And then that
is
wasn't
very
the case at all.
cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool because that makes it more suspenseful.
Yeah.
That's why I don't seek out stuff on social media. I don't seek out information about movies or shows or anything. And you know me pretty well. And so you know this about me already. But I just think that it makes the payoff that much better. Like TV should be suspenseful. We shouldn't be saying like, oh, well, Denai Guerrera is leaving because she's now a big star in the Marvel universe. So we're going to expect Michonne to leave and blah, 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 blah. And this is how it's going to happen. And here's the grid. And it's like, oh my gosh, like give it a rest. I get it. We're all fans. Just let's watch it.
Yeah. No, and you're right. I mean, but when you think back to it too, I think Lost is really the reason people started doing stuff like this. Like people weren't talking about shows nearly as much on social media as they did until Lost, because everybody had predictions. Lost was legitimately the first show I can remember that was legit water cooler talk at work.
Well, there wasn't social media. I mean, there was, but it was like Friendster and MySpace, and everybody just couldn't figure out what it was for.
Yeah. But I mean, it was one of those instances where you started seeing blogs about show theories and things like that. Oh yeah,
like chat rooms and stuff like that. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot about chat rooms.
I miss chat rooms every once in a while.
I do too. People were so mean.
They're still mean on social media.
Yeah, but it was like Reddit, like I go on Reddit and it reminds me of like Reddit is an evolved version of chat rooms, right? But Reddit, people aren't really mean as much as they're just like super sarcastic and kind of clever. Sometimes they're super clever. But like in chat rooms, people would like, they were vicious. I remember I had an opinion about NERD, Pharrell Williams's hip hop group. And I got raked over the coals for it for like days. And I'm like, ouch, I don't like this place. It's mean and cold and I don't like it. So I don't know.
Social media is a cold, fickle bitch.
I don't miss Facebook.
I'm sure you don't. And trust me, if it wasn't for the podcast network and the event that I'm putting together, I probably would have left it by now too. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I don't miss it at all.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't have a lot of notes for this episode because I figured I would just bounce a lot of stuff off of you, and I kind of already have. But, you know, while we're on the topic of Sawyer, I do have some final notes about that. Can I just say Sawyer's nickname game was on point again this episode until it's taken away from him by Hurley.
I know.
Thankfully, only for a week. Like
I like it that sunset a week.
Yeah. Because I don't think viewers would have been happy if he had to stop giving nicknames for the rest of the series.
What nickname did he use this week? It was great.
He used Zorro for Paolo.
That's what it was, Zorro. And I like it when he looked at Nikki and he was like, who are you?
I love that. I have a note about that too. And B, who the hell are you? It's like,
I love that. That's like with Chandler going, you are new.
Like you don't even rate high enough for me to give you a nickname. Like I love that about that. Even though Paolo got one, Nikki didn't even get a nickname.
Well, Nikki talked to him like they knew each other. I would be super irritated if somebody talked to me like they knew me. I'd be like, who are you?
But two of my other favorite nicknames from this episode, Hurley getting the nickname Avalanche. don't know where that came from, but I love it. And Jin and Sun, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Oh my gosh. He's so racist. And for some reason, it's fine. Like everybody's just fine with racist Sawyer.
we let him get away with it. And it's like, not like us as viewers are going to reprimand him because we can't. He's a character in a TV show.
They could not get away with that in today's world.
No, not at all. Not at all. The character of Sawyer would be completely different now. But we, as viewers, you're right. There's a bit of racism to the nicknames that he says.
A bit. crouching tiger, hidden dragon. He's not calling that to like Kate and Luck.
I know.
He's
To the two Asian characters, he's calling them crouching tiger, hidden dragon. But as viewers,
they called
we're like
the Latino guy is Zorro.
But I love it
racist.
Because as viewers, we're like, wow, we're okay with it. I'm okay with that.
He's like your creepy Uncle John or something like that, you know? Like, he's just like the uncle that shows up and says stuff, and you're like, well, I'm going to laugh at this because there's no way out of it.
Yeah, exactly. But I love it. But you know what? At the same time, that's also what leads Sun to say no more nicknames for a week. You
and
know?
I love it that we get kind of like a little dip into Jin and Sun, and you know, their marriage is so different than it was in the beginning. Like, you know, Jin comes up, he's like, I'm sorry, what's going on over here? And she tells him, and there's no pride anymore in Jin. Like, he's one of the group. He's included. She's included. You know, it's not even really addressed. I just like it that Jin and Sun are a pair. They're a solid unit, and they're a part of the group. Like, they're just one of a part of the group. They're not isolated anymore. Jin's not, you know, telling her to button up her shirt, or he's angry that everybody's talking and he doesn't understand. Like, it's just really, really nice.
Well, yeah, because we've talked about this before too. When you look at the arc that those two characters make, not just individually but together as a duo, it's such an extreme arc, and it's what makes those two characters so dynamic and two of our favorite characters. That while we love them so much, makes their demise when it happens, which isn't for a while, so relax. It's so much more tragic, you know, because at this point, like, their arc has hit. And at that point, their arc is hit, and that's what makes it so tragic.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Oh, you know what? And also, sorry, I keep coming back to stuff with Sawyer.
Totally fine.
Is that they're not doing it to be mean to Sawyer with the no nicknames thing. They're all friends. I mean, just last episode, you had Charlie, Jin, Sawyer, and Hugo with the van.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like they don't hate him. They're not malicious. They're really friendly, and they're friends. And I don't think that Sawyer has had friends before. And I don't think he understands that this is what friends do to each other.
Well, I think it's at the same time. You're right. It's not being mean to Sawyer. It's one, it's making a point, but two, through like friendly ribbing. You know, it's a total friendly bet. If this was meant to be mean and vindictive to Sawyer, that whole for 1 week would not have existed. Like, they know this is totally Sawyer's character to make nicknames, and they've kind of accepted it at this point.
They've totally accepted it.
So that's why it's like, okay, for a week, you can't make nicknames. If they hated it and didn't accept that as Sawyer's character, that would have been, you can't call us any nicknames ever again.
Ever again, exactly. They say a week, and then everybody's laughing and agreeing, yeah, that sounds great, you know? But it's funny because I think the dynamic is that he doesn't understand that they're his friends.
Well, he's definitely going to come to that realization soon.
Right.
Because we see Sawyer make some big sacrifices. I think next season.
Sacrifices that Jack isn't willing to make.
I know. Sawyer makes a pretty big sacrifice, and it's not his life. But it's just as big.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't sacrifice his life. He sacrifices rescue and freedom. You know, for these people that he realizes at this point are, his friends, and he loves these people.
Yeah.
You know, so he's another, that's why, again, we talked about the dynamic and the arc of Jin and Sun, but Sawyer, again, is another character that has such an incredible arc that you're right. Like, when I rewatch this series, we've talked about this before, I am a much bigger Sawyer fan than I am Jack. I love Jack. I'm a much bigger Sawyer fan than I am Jack.
That's because he's just a better character.
I think he is. I think he's more complex and more dynamic. I use that word dynamic a lot, but there's no other word I can use to describe him. But and at the same time, when
He's like a parfait.
Many different, or an onion, many different layers. One of the other things I noticed too about this whole thing, we get that moment with Paulo with the Guns and Ammo magazine, and he's got it wrapped around toilet paper, and so he's like, "Never mind, just keep it." He's still.
I feel that
he's still this materialistic person because he hasn't quite come to grips yet with the point that you made that these people are his friends. Like he can grasp onto friendship rather than materials. Right now, he's still in that I'm grasping the materials, not friends element.
He thinks that people are only going to talk to him if he has stuff that people need.
Yeah. But by the end of the episode, too, when you get that moment where Hurley gives him magazines back, it's like this is a group of people who have come to realize what Sawyer will soon realize is that the materials don't matter. Like it's each other, which is why Hurley's totally willing to give him back some of his things without pressure, without asking. Didn't have to do it. He won that ping pong game fair and square. Didn't have to give him anything back, but still gives him something back because he knows like that's a way to show Sawyer, look, we're friends.
Mm-hmm. Right.
They're trying to get this across to Sawyer. We're happy that you're back. We want you to be here.
Please start to relax a little.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of calm down a little bit. So, and I love that. I love the interactions between these characters because while I don't think this show is kind of shifted a little bit in that in the first couple seasons, we got these incredibly dynamic backstories while we're still figuring out these characters in the present day. And it's kind of switched now where the backstories aren't nearly they're still intriguing, but not as nearly as intriguing as they used to be, because now we're just finding little nuances about their past. But the present day is becoming so much more nuanced because of the dynamic that these characters are making with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I would agree with that. I love that.
That's a great point.
It shifted. That's really all the notes I have on my end about the episode. So I'm going to turn it back over to you for any final notes that you have.
The only thing that I have to say is that Enter 77 is on the trivia day 77 on the island.
Yes, I noticed that as well, which I think is really cool. Mm-hmm. I read this somewhere online, so I can't take credit for this. And I don't think it's said in the episode. I think that whoever wrote this is the person that came up with this. But at the end of the episode, when the flame explodes because of the C4 after entering 77, I think they lost a good moment for somebody, maybe Locke, to say, I guess that's why they call it the flame.
Oh my gosh. And Locke would have totally said that.
Right?
Locke is like the dad joke of the island for sure.
I feel like they kind of lost out on Locke saying, like, I guess that's why they call it the flame.
Oh my gosh, that would have been perfect. I'm just going to pretend that happened.
Because the flame went up in flames.
Yeah. Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Gosh, all those binders. I hope that they took a couple of them and not just a page with the maps.
I think that's all they took.
Or at least take all of the beef. That was a lot of beef that could have fed everybody.
Yeah, but how do you keep it?
You dry it. Do what, settlers used to do. I don't know.
Because it was
Saeed would know what to do.
Either that or you just you do like just one big massive cookout.
Well, all the toilet paper would be gone after that.
You'd be using the pages of Guns and Ammo.
Yeah, that's totally true. Gross.
On that note. So next week, which you're going to be on vacation. Well, I mean, it depends. If Des can do the episode with me, then we'll do the episode while you're on vacation next week. If not, we'll just wait until you get back and we'll do it the week of Christmas. But yeah, the next episode that we're going to be, one way or another, we're going to be discussing is Par Avion, which is a Claire flashback. And again, more dynamic with Michael and this group going to find the barracks, because by the end they find the barracks. And yeah, the pylons are very interesting. And
I'm excited for the next phase of this show because it starts to get really interesting and really, really complicated. And I like complicated.
Yeah. It's different. Complicated, not convoluted, is what we get from this series, and that's what I really, really dig.
Mm-hmm.
So the rest of the series, man. There are some lulls in story where they kind of stretch it a little bit, but for the rest of season 3 and the season 4, man, we're into some strong material, and I can't wait to dive into it.
Yeah, I'm excited. Agreed.
So that being said, I think that's going to end the recap of the episode. We do have some feedback. Our friends Steve and Des both left us voicemails again this week. But before we get into those, there are multiple ways we want to encourage you guys to leave us feedback as well. There are multiple ways you can do that. First and foremost, we are on Facebook at facebook.com/Lost Revisited.
We are on Twitter at Lost Revisit Pod.
You can email us at lostrevisitedpod@gmail.com.
And if you'd like to leave a message, you can record yourself and send it to our email address.
Cool. So who do you want to start with? You want to start with Steve or you want to start with Des?
Let's start with Steve.
All right. Here is our feedback from our buddy Steve Brown.
The sky turned purple. After that, I don't ask any questions. Hey, Ben and Kristen, it's Steve. This is for Enter 77, and just a few notes, not a lot for this episode. It was really good, but a couple of really good lines. That one from Hurley, and then when Sawyer is like, A, because it was mine when I took it. B, who the hell are you? And C, here's the deal I'll make you. I was laughing. And he really does overestimate his skills sometimes. But I love that Hurley obviously knew how good he was at ping pong before he started that whole match. But I thought it was great. Son, making the thing about no nicknames for a week, I thought was really cool. Do you think it was her idea, or do you think it was Jen's idea, that he understood enough of what was going on and said to her, hey, why don't you tell him no nicknames? Maybe the whole thing for a week threw me off for a bit, but then I realized that it was probably a good idea because, if you try to go for a month or 6 months or whatever, Sawyer's not going to have it, and a week is a good amount of time. The Saeed flashback and with the cat, I liked it. I remembered it. So it must have been one that stuck out in my mind from the last time, or from however long it's been since I watched the series. So I remembered everything that was going to happen and knew already that it was going to be that eventually he was going to admit that, yes, he did torture her, and then she was going to let him go. So, I'm glad they gave us that bit of dialogue from Saeed or with Mikhail, where he realized that they knew he was lying to them, and I said, why are we going to play this game, and then started a fight. So I can't wait to hear what you guys thought. Talk to you later.
I completely forgot. Thanks for the voicemail too, Steve. I completely forgot about that line too, with in the very beginning where they're talking about when they find the ping pong table, and Hurley's explaining like they found it out in the woods, and when the hatch exploded, and then Sawyer's like, well, I thought it collapsed. He's like, dude, I don't ask questions. Ever since the sky went purple, I just eat a salad and walk away. And Sawyer's like, yeah, we see how well that's working out for you. Jesus, like, you are such a dick, but I love it.
I love Sawyer so much.
Oh God, I love. We see how well that's working out for you.
You're right. Yeah, right.
He's a lovable dick, and I love it. All right, so that leaves us. Here's our voicemail from our buddy Des. Oh God. Is this the whole voicemail?
I don't know.
Oh, hey guys.
Okay,
just
it's
kidding. Anyway, so Enter 77. Is it just me, or is Paolo always going to the bathroom, coming back from the bathroom, or pretty much always talking about going to the bathroom? Love this episode. Got to meet Mikhail all the way. Got to watch Miss Klug blow herself away. But pretty much the only thing I got with this episode is how worthless John Locke can be. First of all, he spends half the episode playing chess, wins once, big deal. Then he completely misses out on an entire fight because he's playing chess. And third, he blows up the station because somebody told him to. What the hell ever happened to the Locke that said, don't tell me what I can do, don't tell me what I can't do, I'm my own man? Bullshit, John. Talk to you guys later.
Des is super salty today.
Okay, let's focus on a couple of points of this voicemail for a second. First off, Des, you're absolutely right. Paolo has some gastrointestinal problems.
You would too if you were on an island eating boar and mango all the
But I
time.
never realized he's constantly going to the bathroom. Well, now, to be fair, the one time we see him go to the bathroom in the Pearl Station, there is an ulterior motive to that. We find that out in expose. But this time, yeah, he was legit going to the bathroom. Like he had some, he had some business to take care of in the woods. Also,
He makes up a really good point about John and not being a part of the fight, because he came in and they're like, and he's like, oh, Mikhail's on the ground and half of you are bleeding. All right, I'm going to go back to this chess game, okay? You look like you guys have this totally under control.
Which, by the way, Des, just a small correction, he won that chess game twice because he had to win it again to go back in to enter 77. But again, I don't think he knew that entering 77 was going to make the flame explode. John didn't know about the C4 in the basement. John was never told about that because he was too busy playing chess. So I think he just entered 70.
That's true.
He just hit enter 77 because he knew that's, you know, if there was an incursion by the hostiles, that's what you were supposed to do. So
yeah, I think that you're right. He didn't know because he looked pretty surprised that had happened.
yeah, I don't think
which is why that's why it's called the flame. Should have been a thing.
I don't think he knew that entering 77 was going to cause the flame to explode. So
That's a good point.
yeah. But yeah, again,
You're good for a good point every once in a while.
every once in a while I make a good one. It's fun. Yeah, but we appreciate the voicemails, Steve and Des, as always. We encourage all of our listeners to leave us some feedback, as we mentioned the ways you can do it earlier on, because, you know, we're going to use it and we love hearing it, even if it's a different opinion of what we have. Those are the ones we love hearing even more. So,
oh my gosh, please tell me that you hate stuff. I just, I live off of debate.
even if you're watching this, even if you didn't like Lost, but you're rewatching just to hear things that we say about it, and you still hate the show, even though you're forcing yourself to watch it, leave us feedback and tell us why. Like,
please do.
We find that stuff interesting. Like, we love it. But yeah, so I mean, we're getting close to wrapping up this episode of the podcast, as we've been doing lately. Again, we can't really talk Mandalorian because I haven't watched it yet.
That makes me very upset.
I know. I should have watched it by now.
I just want to go on record and say that makes me very upset because I was all set to break some Mandalorian down, man.
But, you know, as we have been doing these past couple episodes, and I like the fact that we're doing, because Rob and I do this on the DC podcast too. Anything that you kind of have seen over the past couple weeks, like over the Thanksgiving holiday, that you kind of want to recommend to people? Or
yes,
okay.
I'm so glad that you asked because I do have something.
Okay, I do too. So
It's Castle Rock season 2. So we started it late. Well, we started it on time and then we took a massive break and now we've started it back up. So for those of you who maybe haven't seen it or have been like putting it off or whatever, and you saw season 1, you liked what you saw, season 2 is phenomenal. It's phenomenal. It's better than season 1 in my opinion. And season 2 has got some real kicker moments. And I feel like I got kicked in the teeth last night and I have nobody to talk about it with. And it's driving me insane. I just think it's so good right now. Like Dave's watching it but there are a couple of aspects that he isn't up on. And I was just like, but don't you like, I'm trying to talk to him about it last night. And without giving spoilers, I can't say anything right now, but I became increasingly frustrated because nobody around me seems to be watching it. And I'm behind on it. I think that we're still behind like 2 or 3 episodes. For all I know, the season's over. I'm so into it. I don't even want to like see how many episodes there are because I don't want to know like the synopsis or see pictures on Hulu or anything like that. Right. Because I just want to kind of be in it. It's phenomenal this year. Lizzie Kaplan, who plays the lead character this season, I've never seen her before. If I have, I don't remember seeing her before on anything. She is incredible. Incredible. Tim Robbins is in it. He's great. The captain guy from Captain Phillips, I'm the captain now. That guy, he's in it and he's great. It's such a different story from season 1, but it still does what they said that they were going to do by it. The whole town is its own character. And so they do make references to other incidents. And, you know, like you can talk about like they've taken parts of Stephen King and they've injected it. Well, it's a Stephen King show. Anyways, I could go on and on and on about this, and I don't want to because I don't want to spoil it for anybody. But if you haven't started season 2 yet, please start it, watch it, and then call me because I need to talk about it because I'm so excited about it.
Okay, so I'm just seeing something here. Lizzie Kaplan is playing Annie Wilkes.
Yes.
That's the main character from Misery.
Yes.
Okay, that might be enough to get me to check it out because I love
it. Is so good. Did you watch season 1?
No, but I love.
There's something wrong with you.
I love Stephen King, and you know, there technically is a tie-in to season 1 with Lost in that Terry O'Quinn was in a couple episodes of season 1.
He was in like half of the episodes.
Was he? But you also didn't mention that Bill Skarsgård is in this season of
No, he's just in season 1.
No, in Castle Rock.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I don't. Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah, he plays one of the main characters in season 1.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to check that out then because I'm a big Stephen King fan and I want to check it out.
Please do. It's really good. I just think that, you know, a lot of shows have a sophomore slump and I don't think I think they struck gold twice.
Cool. Yeah. I've heard good things about it. I just need to just finally buck up and watch it.
Yeah, you need to do that with New Girl too, man.
I know. I'm so far behind on everything.
Okay.
Between watching Crisis on Infinite Earths right now, the Star Wars movies, I'm still watching Star Wars Rebels right now. I gotta watch New Girl. I gotta watch Castle Rock. There's so much I need to watch.
Luckily, the weather's bad, so it's a good time to just watch TV.
This is true. So my recommendation for this week, the thing I want to recommend to people is I saw a movie on opening night about a week and a half ago that, no lie, I saw it once and in one viewing. I'm actually going to see it again next week. In one viewing was enough to put this movie in my top 3 movies of the year.
Yeah, I know what you're going to say too, because you texted me the minute you came out of that theater. I think you were still in the theater.
I was. The credits had just started running when I texted you. I saw the movie Knives Out. It is phenomenal. It is, I think, God, I gotta check. I gotta double check, but I think it is still at like a 96% on Rotten Tomatoes right now.
That's impressive.
Yeah, it's
Because there's a lot of haters out there.
let me tell you, the story is completely original. It's at a 97% on Rotten Tomatoes right now. The characters are so dynamic. Daniel Craig is fucking amazing. I love it. And even it's one of those movies that even when you think you've got it figured out, by the end of the movie, you realize what you figured out is literally just a sliver of what is going on.
Well, and America's ass is in it too.
America. And he's such a dick, and I love it. I love it. He is such a dick in that movie.
I bet after playing Captain America for 10 years, he's like, I need to be an asshole somewhere, anywhere, don't care. I need to play somebody that is not Captain America.
Well, that was one of my selling points and one of the reasons why I wanted to see the movie is because the very first trailer for the movie I saw was the Red Band trailer for Knives Out, which I recommend anybody go and watch. And there's a moment in the Red Band trailer where you just see Chris Evans go, you know what? Eat shit. Eat shit, eat shit. And he's just pointing to all his different family members, like, eat shit, definitely eat shit. It's so...
That's like in Half Baked. Fuck you,
yep.
Fuck you, fuck you.
You're
cool,
I'm
fuck
out.
you.
Yep.
I'm out.
Yep. It's totally one of those moments where he's just like, eat shit, definitely eat shit. It's so great. Anybody who hasn't seen it yet, if you're looking for something like I'm getting to the point now where, because I just saw a news story on Facebook last night and I posted about it and I posted my anger about it, that they're rebooting.
I know what you're going to say because I'm pissed about it too.
They're rebooting Home Alone.
That is ridiculous.
Why?
It's perfect the way it is. It is. And you know what? They tried to do kind of a reboot with Home Alone 3 with a new kid, and guess what? It's the worst one. It's so bad we won't show it to our kids.
I've never watched it because I refuse to. Like, it's Home Alone 1 and 2 with Macaulay Culkin are fantastic. They're great movies. They still hold up to this day. I watch them every Christmas. Like, they're essential.
Yeah, we've already seen them. Yeah. Well, you know, Macaulay Culkin says that he can't leave his house the entire month of December.
Oh, yeah, because that's everybody wants to talk to him about.
Yeah, every year they want him to go, ah!
Yeah, I've heard interviews with him. He's been on Michael Rosenbaum's podcast and he talked about that a little bit. But yeah, like there's no reason to reboot Home Alone.
It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Unless it's going to be Kevin McAllister's kids and Macaulay Culkin is still in it. No, don't do it.
No, I saw like Ellie Kemper was cast and one of the guys from Jojo Rabbit, which is another movie I want to see, was cast. And a friend of mine said, well, at least they got funny people. Yeah, that's great that they got funny people, but it's still a story that doesn't need to be retold.
No, it doesn't. You know what? They're going to start doing that with like Wizard of Oz and Lord of the Rings and Matrix and stuff. And you know what? That doesn't need to happen.
Well, Matrix is getting a follow-up.
What I'm saying is that if they do it with Home Alone, they're going to start rebooting everything. And I agree. I know the point you're about to make. I agree that original content wins every time.
Yes.
Castle Rock, that's original content. They are taking an entire universe created by Stephen King and all the elements of his stories, and they are making new content with it. So, I mean, if you want to do something like that, do it. Do it up, because I think that can be a really original idea. But don't remake shit that's already been made. I was really hesitant to watch it for a really long time because I love the original so much. Now, I think they did a really good job with it, but that could have gone horrible.
Oh, it absolutely could have gone horrible. I mean, and I'm very skeptical. I'm still very hesitant. I'm very much looking forward to the new miniseries of The Stand, because I love the original with Gary Sinise and Rob Lowe and Molly Ringwald and them. I'm liking the casting that they're doing, and if it's anything like they did with, with it, transitioning it, adding it, making it more to the book and such, then it's going to be great. And I'm still looking forward to that. But and I'm okay with continuing a franchise if the material is new. Take The Mandalorian, for example. It's a continuation of the Star Wars franchise, but it's a completely original story. You know, you're just continuing the legacy of a franchise.
And it's amazing.
Take Ghostbusters Afterlife. I know I'm excited for it because it's a passing of the torch. It's continuing you're not retelling Ghostbusters. You're continuing the story and passing on the torch to a new set of people in that telling of the new story. So I'm excited for that.
I'm on the fence with that.
I know
we talked about that already.
Yeah. I mean, and we're in a year, you know, we're looking at a year with Star Wars Rise of Skywalker. We had Avengers Endgame. We had like all these massive blockbuster hits that were sequels. But three of my top 3 favorite movies of this year, none of those sequels are in my top 3. I loved them. I don't get me wrong. I adore Endgame. I will watch it.
Endgame is one of my favorite all-time movies. I love that movie.
I will watch it, and I still get teared up every time I watch it, both for happy and sad tears. But my 3 favorite movies of the year are all original movies. I got Knives Out is in my top 3. Ready or Not, which I thought was a fantastic take on a dark horror comedy. And the Peanut Butter Falcon, which was a movie I thought I was going to like and ended up adoring, with Shia LaBeouf. And I think it's a comeback for him as an actor.
Oh, I heard that he was real good in that.
He is phenomenal in that movie. And the kid that they have playing, that they have an actual actor with Down syndrome playing the kid with Down syndrome. And he's amazing in it. I don't like Dakota Johnson because of the 50 Shades of Grey movies, but she's fantastic in this movie.
Yeah, that's like poor Kristen Stewart. Like, she had a bad rap because of the movies she was in, but she's actually a pretty great actress.
She is. Same with Robert Pattinson. Like, when they announced that Robert Pattinson was going to be the next Batman, people were like, oh, well, he was Edward in Twilight. So what? Like, have you seen any of his other movies? He's actually a good actor.
He was Cedric Diggory.
I know. Before he was Edward in Twilight. And it's so funny that he doesn't even like to acknowledge Twilight anymore. Like, he doesn't even like the fact.
Nobody does.
He doesn't even like to admit it could, like Anna Kendrick, for example. Every time I say I adore Anna Kendrick, but I hate Twilight, they're like, well, you know, Anna Kendrick was in Twilight, right? I'm like, yeah. Watch an interview with Anna Kendrick, and her response is always, I was. Because she doesn't admit it either. They're horrible movies. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
They are awful, awful movies. And the books are shit. I'm sorry.
I completely agree with you.
No, but to any of the listeners who might like disagree with that, look, the books are total shit and the movies are worse. Like, but yet there are people that, like, you could create a Twilight Con and people will flood in through the doors.
Well, that's a con that I could stay away from.
Me too.
Hey, let's get James Frazier to run it.
Oh God. Oh, let's not talk about that. That's going to go for another hour if we talk about that.
No worries. Anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah. So original content.
Yes.
Don't do Home Alone. Watch Castle Rock and watch Knives Out.
Yeah.
I think that's a good way to end
I think that covers it.
It's a great way to end the year.
Yeah. So I will say this to wrap up. Enjoy your vacation next week.
Thank you.
I don't know if my next co-host will be Des or will be you the following week. So if you don't hear us next week, it's because Des said no. or schedule just didn't work out. It could be that too. But yeah, one way or another, you'll hear us either next week or the following week. And then the following week, we're going to be a day late because it's Christmas week. So we're going to record on Friday and post on Saturday. And then the week after that into 2020, we're back on regular schedule. So it's going to be fun.
With Manifest.
That's right. Well,
Manifest is back. Well, so it'll be a couple more weeks, but Manifest comes back. I believe it's January 6th for season 2.
Yeah. So we'll probably be talking about that the second week into 2020. So we'll see.
We still have the season 1 Blu-ray set to.
No, we don't. Our buddy Steve Brown.
Good for him. Good job, Steve.
Yep. So, our buddy Steve Brown got that. So, but yeah, so that's going to wrap it up for this episode. As always, thank you guys for being listeners. We appreciate the feedback when you leave it. If you haven't left this feedback yet, please, we encourage you to do so. But until next time, we'll see you guys further on down that rabbit hole. Take care.
Merry Christmas.
We have to go back, Kate. We have to go back!